You hear a lot of people talk about the need for you to establish your personal brand or branding generally for you or your firm. And then you also hear, maybe you've heard, a conversation about the need to position yourself in the marketplace or positioning. And it can be confusing because they are related, they're cousins, but they're two very different things. So let's discuss. Well, welcome to Legal Marketing Minutes, where I share short bursts of current marketing news and advice. I'm your host, Nancy Myrland. If we haven't met, I'm a marketing and business development advisor specializing in content, social, and digital media for lawyers and their legal marketers. Your time is valuable, so let's get started, okay? All right, let's talk about branding, personal branding, and positioning, and what is the difference between the two, and do you need to worry about them? Let me go right to that answer. Yes, you do need to worry about them. Let's talk about personal branding first. Personal branding, if you think about your brand, if you think about the brand of anything, any product, any service, what is in your mind? What comes to mind? Well, it is what you always count on when you hear that brand name. When I say to you Mercedes-Benz, or I say to you Volkswagen, or I say to you Walmart, or I say Starbucks, or I say Meijer, or I say Target, every time I said one of those, didn't you have a feeling, an impression about each one of those? Well, I'm pretty sure you did. If not all of them, then some of them, because what they have done is to establish their brand in the marketplace, and you and I are the marketplace, their customers, their clients, or their potential clients. And what they have done is, because of consistent behavior in marketing and branding, they have established a reputation to be known for something, to have a feeling that all of a sudden comes to mind when people hear or experience that name, that brand, that product, and that service. So for you, that would be, what is your brand? What do you want to be known for? Starbucks wants to be known for a premium product. Yes, they're expensive, but they do little things to make a difference. They have perfected their ice. They use cups that are see-through with, fancy lids on them, and they have fancy stores, or they have nice people at the drive-through. They are known for giving back to some communities. They are known for many things, maybe their culture is different. It's very contemporary. It's different than when you just go to Dunkin' Donuts, for example. Dunkin' Donuts has a great brand, but it's different. It's more reasonable. People know it to have, and I'm not a coffee drinker, so you can tell me if this is all just a bunch of hogwash, but the people who love Dunkin' love their coffee, but they're different brands, and they've worked hard to establish these brands. And a part of that brand is the quality of the product itself. And you are also the product yourself. The kind of work that you do, and your personality, and the way that you conduct business, and the way that you communicate, and the way that you solve problems, the way that you show empathy, or the way you're hard-nosed, or the way you dive so deep into your practice area, all of those things come together to establish your brand. So you need to think about, and there is a process you can go through to actually walk through some questions to establish your personal brand, but we won't go into those today. But you need to figure out what that is, because if you don't, what's going to happen is people will establish that for you. If you're not deliberate about that and decide what you want your brand to stand for, what you want people to experience every time they do business with you, then other people will establish that for you. They will make assumptions through observation and experience. And then we talk about positioning. All right, what's the difference? Positioning is different. Again, slightly related, but it's different. And positioning, just think of the word position. What position do you want to have in the marketplace? And let me reach for, on my desk here, I have a mission and a vision statement that I have printed out. And let's say that, when you say, Nancy, what position do you want in the marketplace? That means, what position do I want to have in the minds of those who are considering doing business with me? Does that mean that I am the first person they think of? Does that mean that I have the position of, my gosh, if I want to talk about content, social and digital media marketing and how they fit into marketing and business development. Well, my gosh, Nancy's the first person I would call. Yes, that is the position I would like to have in people's minds, whether they're clients or potential clients or referral sources or media or others who might care about this practice area. And I might say, here's the position that I want to have in all of your minds. I'm the most sought after and engaged provider of marketing, content, social, and digital media education and coaching to lawyers, law firms, and legal marketers. Well, what did I say there? I said I am the most. That means that the position that I seek to have is that number one slot, and that I want to be in that first position in your mind so that when you think about those sorts of things, and this isn't a sales pitch, I'm just using me as an example, which could help you get to identifying and articulating your position in the marketplace. Where do you want to be? Do you also want to be the most sought after in your practice area? What I just read to you is my vision statement. I spent some time on that, but it is also a positioning statement because that means that vision statement that I just read to you is also the position I want to have in the minds of those who are looking for somebody who does what I do. Did I say I want to be the second person they think of, or I want to be in the top 5? I did not. I said I am the most sought after. So yeah, is it aspirational? You bet it is. But then once you know what position, which slot, then you can then go about trying to achieve those. So again, very different. Branding is, what am I like to do business with? And what is it that you are like? Who are you? And what will your clients be gaining as a result? What do they see in you? What do they get from you? And then position is, what position in the marketplace do you want to hold? What position? And again, the marketplace are your clients and your potential clients. All of those audiences, that community that you have said that you want to be connected to for whatever reason, to build your business or maybe just to learn from them. Positioning is, what position do you want to have in their minds? Not the attributes, the position in your clients and potential clients' minds for those attributes, which could be part of your brand. It's the place, the position. I want to be number one. Or you might say, you know what, I'm okay if I'm in the top 3 and I'm called to the table. Everybody doesn't have to be the most sought after. So there's a difference there. So that's it. Branding and positioning. You need to deal with both. And we can talk about that if you want to. All right. Well, that's it for today's Legal Marketing Minutes. Please do me a favor and let me know your thoughts about this topic of positioning and branding and positioning. And if you're in a place where you can leave a comment, please do so, as I'd love to hear from you. Tell me if I have made the distinction clear to you, or if it's still a little bit murky. And if you ever paid attention to both of these. If you want, you can email me at nancy@myrlandmarketing.com, and that's MYRLAND marketing.com. Well, thank you so much for spending a few legal marketing minutes with me. I know your time is valuable, and I honor that, so I appreciate you spending a few of those minutes here with me. Until next time, I'm Nancy Myrland. Take care.